both of you, please. We can take both cases together. Yep, have a seat. All right, so first we'll take up Emily, your request for an order against Mr. Engel, and this is case 25209. Were you able to serve notice to Mr. Engel of today's hearing?
I'm sorry?
Were you able to serve notice to Mr. Engel of today's hearing?
You were? Oh,
Were you able to?
I don't know him. I sent it to the sheriff's office.
Okay, because all we got back on the 16th, which was week ago Wednesday. So they said they were unable to, let's see, made arrangements to pick up the paperwork, never showed up, time expired, unable to locate. Did you get anything since July 14th?
No, but I sent the service office the paperwork to be reserved, and I haven't heard anything back, so they haven't.
Okay, so they haven't told us anything. If you wanted to take the time to contact the sheriff and see if they did between then and now, then or I'll have to reset this. Let's see. So we've already set this once and reissued it when there wasn't any service done. So I could do it one more time if you want. So I would give you the time. I've obviously got things to do here and I'll be here a while. If you wanted to check with the sheriff and see if they were able to serve him notice since the 14th of July when they weren't able to.
Okay, do you want me to go over there now?
Well, it's up to you if you've got, otherwise I can't do anything about an order today other than reset the case. So, and then you'd have to make sure he gets served. And there's only so many times we can really reissue a temporary order without things ending and the order ending. So what would you like to do today?
I guess I'll check with the sheriff.
Okay, and is that the same issue with your father?
Yes, I filed a separate request for service. And
you did that after the 14th when the sheriff said, okay. So one of the two of you take a chance, talk to the sheriff, see if you can't figure out if they were able to serve after the 14th when that was the affidavit signed on the 14th of July. Maybe they were able to do something. And then come on back and let me know. Okay.
Your Honor, if they have talked to him.
I'm not going to take any testimony or anything. I want you to deal with the sheriff.
Right.
And then if they haven't, then we'll reset for another hearing.
Right.
If they have, then maybe the court can go forward on a default order.
Also, that is an option.
Right.
Oh,
that's why he needs to be served. So he knows of the hearing, has legal service to a legal standard. And if he doesn't know, the court can't go forward without him present issuing a default order. So
is electronic servicing an option?
Not at this stage, no. So I'll give you a chance to talk to the sheriff, come on back, let me know. Maybe they were able to do it, maybe not, but we'll deal with it this morning. So come on back.
Thank you.
All right. All right. So Elise Walden, if you'd come on up to the table there. Okay. All right. So I'm going to take out first the case where you're asking for an order against Kiera Bloom Willis, and that's 25-217. Were you able to serve notice or have notice served on her of today's hearing?
I'm not sure. I had brought it to the sheriff's office.
All right. So you don't know.
Yeah.
We haven't received anything from them. When did you do that? When did you get it to them?
I think beginning of last week.
All right. So maybe Monday or Tuesday last week. All right. And the same with Emily Gibson. Is that what you did?
I had gotten it to Longview Police Department.
Have you been in touch with them?
Yeah. So they had called me saying that they were having trouble finding her. And so they asked if I had any more information, and I was able to give them more information. But since then, I don't know if they got it served.
Okay. So you got to and when was that you had that discussion with Longview?
I had that discussion with Longview about a week ago.
So Monday last week?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's up to you to show the court that you have or haven't been able to serve notice and to a legal standard. I have nothing from either of those law enforcement agencies if you wanted, and it would have to be in writing, an affidavit that tells me something.
Okay.
So if you wanted to check with the sheriff and see, that would, but at this stage, frankly, there is no order issued against either one of these. There isn't any further basis today to do that. I can reset this and you can continue working on service because we're going to need to hear from both sides. All right. So we'll reset, and you have to follow up. So when you talk to a law enforcement agency, then follow up before. We always have these hearings on Monday. Contact them the week before and say, what's up?
Yeah.
And get the documentation from them.
Yeah.
Get it filed with the court.
Okay.
All right. So, when can we reset, 2 or 3 weeks?
It's up to you. Right? Well, we just have one case on the 11th of August, but we'll be setting any times we get this week.
That's right. Okay. Yeah, that's all in state. Sure. Why don't we set August 11? We'll hand you notice, and then you have to get the entire service packet that we give you to each of these people, either through law enforcement, you could hire a business, whatever you want to do. And then be sure to follow up, get the documentation from them. All right.
All right.
So hang on a second while we get that. So it'll be 9 o'clock, August 11th. So get to it right away so they have time.
Ms. Walden, I know you have another case where the respondent is present. Okay, there was no temporary order issued in this case. So Ms. Walden, would you like one more opportunity to try to get Ms. Gibson served?
Yeah, we were actually wondering if the court would grant electronic service because both the law enforcement and I have tried 4 times to find her.
We don't need to give you a special permission to do that. You can do that. Okay. Yeah, you just have to show that the service was received by the other party electronically. So yeah, if you can arrange that, the court will accept that. All right. So the clerk will give you a notice of hearing, and that will be for, it doesn't have to be, if you look on the schedule and see if that's overcrowded already, you can move that out. Yeah. Okay. So Ms. Walden, that'll also be on August 25th. Okay. And we'll get going on the rest of these. And Ms. Walden, I'm going to start with your other case. That'll be Walden versus Kiara Bloom Willis. You can just have a seat right there, Ms. Walden. And is Bloom Willis the correct way to say your last name? This is number 25-217. Nothing but the truth. Okay. All right. And Ms. Walden, you're the petitioner. You get to go first. Right ahead. And keep in mind that I have read your petition, so I know what you've said in writing. You don't have to say it orally too.
So pretty much since Kira and I's fall out in like February-ish, she has continued to slander me and my business online, and most of it is full of lies. And then recently I had read her wrote all of her evidence. Most of it's lies, and I do have proof, but because her stuff was not turned in until Wednesday, we weren't able to submit the evidence to prove that that was a lie.
Okay. So you're referring to these exhibits that were submitted on the 6th? Mm-hmm.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And she has continued. She has also been working with Emily Gibson, who I have a lot of history with, and she tried to kill me in a car crash last year. And they have both continued to harass and slander me and my business online.
Now, I'm familiar, of course, with the material that you filed in your petition and attached to your petition. So besides what you've just told me now and that other material, is there anything else I need to know before I turn to her?
Yeah, Kira has a history of stalking and harassment. She has stalked and harassed an old friend of hers named Savannah Anderson, who I spoke with not long after Kira and I fell out, and I found that Kira would consistently drive past Savannah's house to try to catch her outside, blare her horn, and she would do that a couple times with me in the car, but apparently this was a consistent thing, and I was not aware of that. And then she also has a history of stalking a minor named Catherine Force, who she had consistently said to myself and my wife that she wanted to try to get a fake profile, which she would make multiple fake profiles and continuously try to contact Catherine Force. And she would say consistently to us that she wanted to see if she could convince Catherine to meet this fake guy out in public and do whatever it is Kira wanted to do. And that's with her history of the stalking and harassment, and with how this has only been going on for about 4 or 5 months, but she has proven that even after years, because she's continued to harass Savannah for 2 years, and Catherine Force for a year. I am worried that she will continue until she gets just bored and moves on to the next person.
All right, Ms. Bloom Willis, it's your turn. Tell me your side of it.
March 26th, I decided to cut contact with them. And ever since then, they've texted me on fake numbers and different accounts after I blocked them. I have 3 police reports, and I do have a case number with tribal police because they kept coming into my place of work to harass me and causing a scene. And they got 2 verbal warnings that they're not allowed to come in there. I spoke with the police officer, and I was advised to call 911 if I see them. But as of now, they are not allowed in my place of work. If they are seen back, they will be considered trespass. And I've done what I can do to try to keep them away from me.
Now, I received this case when it was initially filed by Ms. Walden. At the time I reviewed that case, I did have concerns about whether it was appropriate to even set the case for a hearing. But given some of the things you said, and I think maybe some inferences that weren't maybe as clear as you meant them to be, Ms. Walden, I set the case for a hearing just to give you every opportunity to be able to come to court and demonstrate a case that harassment or stalking took place. Now, nothing that I've heard here today from you, in addition to the things that you filed in writing, even not considering what Ms. Bloom Willis has filed, none of that convinces me that there's any harassment or stalking going on. Now, what you talk about in terms of, slander, misrepresentations, harm to the reputational value of your business, those may all be actionable cases under the law, but they're not actionable cases here. They're not actionable in district court. They're not actionable as anti-harassment petitions. They may be another kind of lawsuit that can be filed in another context, but not here. So even though she may have said things or done things that harm her reputation or your business, that isn't a case of harassment, an anti-harassment order that can be heard here in the district court. So for those 2 reasons, 1, harassment hasn't been proven by a preponderance of the evidence, and 2, it sounds like you're pursuing the wrong kind of lawsuit. I'm going to find that the case has not been proven and deny your petition for an anti-harassment order.
Your Honor, if I may.
No, you may not interrupt court like this. That's inappropriate. Okay, if you're upset or you disagree with what's happened here, talk to your friend about it afterwards, but don't attempt to interrupt the court. It's not acceptable. All
right. Is he confusing you?
The order denying the petition is ready. The clerk will give both of you copies of it since you're here, and you're free to go.
Thank you.
Now we'll call our remaining matters where nobody showed up. Elise Walden versus Emily Gibson. I think Ms. Walden had asked for this to be dismissed, but
yeah, there was
well, neither party's present, so we'll just dismiss the case now.
Oh, hello.
Okay, we got you now. So
Sorry about that.
Is it Johansson or Johansson?
Johansson.
All right, so this is case 25226. You've asked for an order against a James Jones. There's a temporary order issued. I need to know from you, do you have documentation that you served him notice?
We were unable to serve him. The Nisqually Tribal PD has tried to serve him on numerous times, but he has not opened his door.
Okay, well, let's see. So I could reset this and give you more time to serve notice or end it. It's up to you.
Let me try to get him served one more time.
Okay.
Does it have to be the sheriff's department or the tribal PD?
You can have law enforcement serve them. You can hire a company that does legal service and have them do it. You could have a family or friend, but that person will not be called to testify, has nothing to do with the issues. And then they have to file a legal document with this court to show us exactly what they served him, when they served him, how they served him, for the court to review. So any one of those options.
Okay. If we were to have like a family member, how would we go about finding his address? to
That's
where they can.
unfortunately up to you.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know. That's sometimes why people look to companies and see what it costs and talk to
Yeah.
them because they're pretty experienced at tracking people down.
All
But that's
right.
up to you. Yeah, I
I
can't give you legal advice or anything because I can't give him any legal advice. So
exactly.
can't get into that.
If
All
we can
right,
go ahead
so
and so let me go ahead and try to get the tribal police to the Nisqually tribal police to reserve him or to serve him one more time.
right,
I would
so
appreciate that.
we'll reset this to August 11th at 9 in the morning. And let's see. So you work on it between 9 and or now and August 11th, start early. So, and then follow up with whoever you talk to, you know, the Friday before at least, so that you have the documentation that proves just coming into court and saying they served him is not sufficient. You'll need the documentation from whoever you do that with to make sure the court can review it and see that it was done to a legal standard. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All
Thank
right.
you.
So we'll see you August 11th at 9.
All right, thank you. And the same court, will I get an email with all the same information?
Yes, we'll send you an email service packet with this order that continues the no contact order and sets the new date.
Great.
And then you need to get all of that given to Mr. Jones.
All right, thank you so much, Your Honor. I appreciate your time.
All right, so long.
Bye-bye.
Which is Johnson versus Jones, 25-266, final call for Robert and Don Johnson. All right, there is no response. That petition will be dismissed. Oh, wait, there's Don. Okay, it's like they're driving around. Okay, we can't hear you. Your connection isn't connected to sound. Sometimes you just have to log off and log back on. All right. Well, you keep working on getting your sound back and I'll move on to some other cases and come back to you after I've done that. All right. Next will be.
Hello, Your Honor. Can you hear me?
Much better. Yes. Just stand by about 30 seconds and I'll be with you. Okay.
No problem. Sorry, Your Honor.
So, Ms. Johnson, you've got an anti-harassment petition against James Jones.
Yes, that's correct.
And Mr. Jones has not responded, and I do not see that you have filed proof that he was served with notice of the hearing.
So this, we've had, since I first filed my first restraining order, the Nisqually Tribal Police, Yelm Police, and even the Thurston County have been out to his house numerous times. He refuses to answer the door for them, so I don't know what I do at this point.
Okay, let's see. I've got in my record here, it shows that your temporary order was issued July 15th. The hearing came up on July 28th. At that time, Judge Wilcox gave you an extension to get him served. So we've had, looks like one time. This is the second time. So I'll give you another continuance to try and get him served.
Okay. I appreciate that, Your Honor.
So we'll extend your temporary order for another 2 weeks to do that. So your new date will be August 25th at the same time.
Sounds good, Your Honor. Thank you so much for your time. Have a good day.
All right, we'll see you the 25th.
Let's see,
Bye-bye.
Abigail Voorhees Lanford, you were on Zoom.
Hi. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, start your camera.
Sorry, 1 second.
2,000 years later.
There you go.
So sorry, I got disconnected for a minute starting my camera.
All right, so Ms. Voorhees Lanford, we're taking up the case 25234. We've asked for an order against a Mr. Big Joe, and I see that you were able to serve him notice of today's hearing with the petition and all the information that he needs, and it's 9:20, and he's failed to appear. There was a temporary order issued. Are you asking the court to have that temporary order issue in his absence?
So I
Do you want
I
that
just
temporary order to continue or not?
yes.
Okay, so I can do that. I can find that he had notice of today's hearing. He decided not to be present, and I will continue that order.
Okay.
And it will remain the same as it was. Let me pay attention to that, and I'll turn back to you. So this Voorhees Landford, then this order is in effect until July 27th of 2026. And if you believe before then that the court should issue that order for a longer period of time, anytime 3 months before then, April on, the end of April on, you can ask the court to do so. But we would have to have another hearing, and Mr. Big Joe would have to be served notice of that so he could be heard again. We would go through the same process. If not, then the order ends by itself without any, if you don't do anything, it ends.
Okay.
But if you want the court to consider it extending it, then anytime after about April 28th, you can apply to the court to consider doing that. All right.
Okay. Thank you so much, Your Honor.
All right. So that's all for today. Do you have any questions?
No, thank you.
All right. Thank you.
He was not served.
Now let's have a seat before we start doing anything. So first to Emily, this is case 25209. Any information from the sheriff?
I just spoke with their office. They said they tried to call in the last 2 weeks and it went straight to voicemail. They said we could try a different office. Maybe the Olympia Police Department might know him or where he would be better.
Okay, that's good advice. And then Mr. Cabrian, case 25210. Same thing.
Same issue.
Okay, that's what I thought. All right, so we can reset both of these to give you some time. Why don't we set this out a few weeks, like 3 weeks? Make sure that you have time. Sounds like, if Olympia can't do it, maybe they have another suggestion. I don't know. You can go to law enforcement. You can go to a business that does legal service. You can go to, have a family or friend who will not be called to testify or is not involved at all in any of the issues. Right now you're working with law enforcement. That's great. They're good at it, but you have options too. So that'll give you time. If we set this out, what would that be? August 18th?
So, yeah.
Okay, if we set to August 18th, that'll give you some time if you need to try it again.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
So I'll write it all down here. So what happens now is I'm writing an order that reissues the no contact order, sets the court date. This, along with all of the other service packet, has to be served on Mr. Engel. And then we come back on the 18th at 9 o'clock and we see. Okay, so let me kind of pay attention to all this and then I'll ask each of you questions then, but let me finish this. All right, any questions from Emily?
No, I just have to say that there's no one I know that can serve him. I mean, I don't know this person. He is a stranger and
Yeah,
he's been
well,
harassing
law
my-
enforcement is
my
a good
family.
option. I'm just letting you know all of the options. And Mr. Cabrian, any?
No,
No questions.
we're very scared of them, frankly.
Yes,
Yes.
And-
the unknown. I know.
Yeah, and
That's why the
so-
temporary order was issued.
Right.
And so that's still in effect. So see what you can do with law enforcement. A lot of times, like I say, the local law enforcement's what you're hearing, often know about people in their community and have touch points with them along the way and might be able to help you. So
Thank you, ma'am.
there you go. All right, why don't you come on up here, order for each of you, and then we'll see you on the 18th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay.
Cabrian, you want to come to the council table, please? And once again, is Charles Anthony Engel present on Zoom platform or in court? So to you both, Ms. Cabrian, is that your full name, last name?
Yes, sir.
And your first name is Emily N.
No, it's just Emily, sir. And it's my middle name.
Okay, Emily Cabrian, and sir, you are Stephen?
Yes,
Okay,
Your Honor.
in both of your cases, I do not see a proof of service. And this order has previously been issued more than once.
Twice.
Okay, so since there is no service, I am prepared to dismiss this petition, but you can certainly refile that if things change. Will that be acceptable?
Yes, well, the only reason I'm okay with that is because when I gave the papers to the police office downtown, they said just to call 911 if we see him again, because he is violating the harassment law.
And that is a proper approach. So if things change, certainly you have to look out for your own interest
Yes.
and make sure that you are protecting yourself, and you can come back to court, refile this paperwork, and we'll restart the whole process again. So at this time, I am going to be signing off on this denial order. You can get the copies of these today or at some time in future. But again, just know that we are here and we are able to again, address your issues if they are brought before the court again. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So these will be scanned in the system and they can retrieve.
All right, so Kason Winkler was here. All right, why don't you come on up to a table, have a seat, and Jeffrey Ryan, I see, made it.
Yes, I'm here.
All right, why don't you start your camera? So you, Mr. Ryan, you said you were going to be out of town at a meeting, couldn't be here today. Are you unprepared today? Are you still have that problem? Are you asking for that continuance?
I'm able to attend now. I was able to get out of that meeting, which may have costed me my job.
All right, so you're not, all right, so you don't have that problem. So then one thing I see is that, how did you, let me put you both under oath and then we can get started here. So first off, Mr. Winkler, raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Ryan, raise your right hand. Mr. Ryan, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So let me jump to Mr. Ryan first. How did you know to be here today?
I was served paperwork from the Clark County Sheriff's Department.
Okay. What did you get?
I was served a packet with, it was retaining his statements, Kason's statements, and just how to attend, and that's about it.
So you got the order and the petition. That was all of his, Mr. Winkler's statements. All right. So what I'm going to do first, ask Mr. Winkler, are you still asking the court to issue this order?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Ryan, do you object to this order being issued?
I do not.
Okay. Then the temporary order can remain. I'm going to write up an order that lasts for a year and only a year at this stage. And then it'll mirror what you received there, Mr. Ryan, be exactly the same provisions. And let me get that done. And then I'll get this, Mr. Winkler's obviously here in court, so we'll hand him a copy. And then Mr. Ryan, you can actually get into the court file with your Zoom instructions. You can contact the court and we'll help you with that. But since you're here and it's all the same, there's no need for Mr. Winkler to go through the service issue with this any longer. So let me just take care of that. So the provisions, if you remember, we'll just go through that. Just don't contact Mr. Winkler in any way, shape, or form, not through family, not through friends, not through social media. Don't try and contact him in person. Don't go to within 1,000 feet of him, his home, his workplace, anywhere you know he is. Sounds like if you're down in Clark County, that's going to be fairly easy if you're not up here.
Yes.
All right. There we go. So I'll write all that up. And like I say, that'll be in the court file. We'll hand a copy to Mr. Winkler. There's no requirement for him to have law enforcement come to you again and serve you notice. But if you wanted a copy of this order, it's available to you on your own efforts to get into the court file, or you can call the court or contact the court. We'll help you with that.
Yes, I would like to note in there, I had never mentioned his family in that, and the reason, I mean, what was
Probably-
said behind this, huh?
Correct all of that. I'm just issuing this here as is, and we're not going to
Okay.
change provisions. So I'm just going to, so that's it for today, frankly, Mr. Ryan.
Okay.
And again, if you want a copy of this order, you know how to get at it. All right.
Sounds good.
All right. Thanks, sir.
You're free to leave.
Let me just finish. You can leave the meeting if you'd
Okay.
like.
Thank you.
And O'Brien Noel, why don't you come on up to a table there, sir? And there we go. You're unmuted. Hello, sir. All right, so we're taking up, excuse me, case 25-230, and the Amadons, let's see, James and Lydia have asked for this order against you, Mr. Noel. And a temporary order was issued in today's the hearing to decide whether any further order will issue after today. Excuse me. So let me put you under oath. I'm going to start with the Amadons. So let's see if Lydia would raise your right hand. Lydia Amadon, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right. And it's James Amadon, then Mr. James Amadon, you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right. And then Mr. Noel, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right. So trying to get my information up in front of me. It's all electronic, so that's
No
why I'm
problem.
looking at different screens. I am listening. All right. So to the Amadons, first off, is it spelled Amidon?
Yes.
Okay, so if we could correct that. Stanley, they wrote it correctly, but we were wrong. All right, and then to the Amadons, do you still want this order to issue?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Noel, do you object to this order issuing?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so we have a hearing. All right, so what happens now is I'm going to hear from the Amadons first as they started this. See if there's anything else or if I have questions of what they've supplied to the court. Well, and then I'll turn to you, Mr. Noel, and I'll hear from you. But first off, actually, I didn't see that you were served notice. How did you know to be here today?
I'm on FMLA, so my job called me and asked me was I served, and I told them no. And so
Okay,
they told me to get in contact with the court to figure out what's going on.
okay,
And
so you don't have any information. Okay, so we can't go forward because that's not fair.
I
You
just
need
have
to know.
a brief.
Well,
but-
you need to know what they wrote down
I'd
and
rather
said,
have it done.
and they filed certain things. So you haven't gotten anything called a petition?
No, I haven't got a petition, but I just got a brief note of what they had written down. And that was
How did you get that?
whatever the guy told me to log in to the court page and find out.
Oh, so you went into the court file?
Yes, ma'am.
But did you read their petition? It's several pages long and it has their statements about why they want this order. And then there's the temporary order that was issued. You haven't gotten any of that?
No, the only part that I seen was what they written down.
Okay, that's their
And-
petition. That was that
Yes.
multi-page
Yeah, the 2
document
pages.
online? It was more than 2. It was a lot of pages.
All I seen was.
Okay, so all right, so this is the deal. we're going to reset to another court date. The order will stay in effect, but it's up to you to make sure that you look into the court file or come to the court and get hard copies, whatever works for you, and
I'd
you're here
rather
at the
this just
court.
be done with today, so.
Well, you don't know what they've said.
I got a brief of the reading of some of what they said.
So what if the court issues this order and you're like, I should have maybe prepared.
Okay, yeah, I'll prepare.
All right. It's called fairness. So Mr. Amadon, we're going to set this over to another date and pick a Monday with everyone's calendar. Mr. Amadon, you keep raising your hand. Yes?
Sorry, excuse me, Your Honor. The day that it was ordered through the courts, I contacted Lakewood Police. They delivered it to Mr. O'Brien around 7:30 that night. The Lakewood Police Department told me.
I don't have any proof of that. Lakewood hasn't contacted the court with any documentation.
I was just letting you know what I called them because the court told me to, and they called me back right after they served it.
Yeah, they haven't told the court in a legal standard. I mean, I'm not disbelieving you, but I have an obligation under the law to see that they needed to then write up an affidavit, a legal document, and tell us exactly what they did. And I don't have that, so I can't find that he had proper notice. But today,
Okay,
I've noticed.
I'm sorry about that.
It's not your fault. It's Lakewood. You know, we need a legal standard, not just someone talking. All right, so Mr. Nolly, I've noticed today, you know how to get into the court file. You can also stop here at the civil department and get what you need, or help getting into the court file at any time through our clerks. And then we're going to set another court date. We can set it as soon as August 11th or any Monday thereafter. You're on FMLA, so we'd start at 9 o'clock. Any Monday in particular from the Amadon's point of view?
Anyone works.
Okay, Mr. Noel, you want to look at your phones?
That's right. That's right.
Does the 18th work?
It does. So we'll set the 18th at 9. And so you're served in that sense, you know, you have notice. So there's no need to do that again. We're gonna sign an order here that sets the court date, reissues the no contact order, at least until the 18th, and then work on getting prepared. So the Amadons, you don't have to do anything about getting notice to Mr. Noel any longer. It's done.
Okay, Your Honor.
All right, and all the provisions remain the same. Let me look at this paperwork before and then I'll turn back to everyone. Just give me a moment here.
I do have one question, Your Honor.
One second, let me finish this up and then I'll turn to both of you and ask you if you have questions. Okay, why don't you come on up here, Mr. Noel, and then you can be on your way. We'll see you on the 18th.
Yes.
Thank you. Nope, that's all for you. And sir, your name? Your last?
Oh, Big Joe.
Okay, Mr. Big Joe, why don't you come on up here? About a half an hour ago, 20 minutes ago, you can have a seat there.
Yeah, sorry, I was having transmission issues.
Okay. Unfortunately, so you were served notice of this. Ms. Voorhees, Lansford was present. We issued an order in your absence and so we can give you a copy of that order. So let me go through that with you so that it's clear. Okay, so it's just like the temporary order, but you're not to have any contact with her or her child in any way, shape, or form. Family, friends, social media, in person, in any way. Stay at least 1,000 feet away from her work, her vehicle, her home, and of course, anywhere where the kid is. And this is in effect until July of next year. You do have some there is some ability of you under the law to ask the court to reconsider or to modify these orders. But you would have to file a petition or a document with the court to ask for that to be said.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say, at this rate, she's not even telling me why I can't be a customer, so it's like,
You can't now.
I'm just like, what's
Yeah,
the,
so you can't go there. Yeah, if you go there, unfortunately, they could call 911, you'll be arrested and in jail, and then a criminal process starts. So just follow this order. Why don't you come on up here and we'll give you a copy of that. Review that closely if you would, and then just follow it. Yeah, and that's it for today. And again, if within the year you want the court to consider things about it, you have to file it in writing and ask us to have a hearing. All right?
Right.
Okay, otherwise it'll just end in the year.
Right.
Okay, thanks. Don't forget your coat wherever it is. All right, then Mr. Pruitt, why don't you unmute? And then, Mr. Amadon, did you need something?
I just sent you a message. So I was just wondering, I have confessions from Mr. O'Brien's lead, his supervisor, and his best.
Whatever you have to provide that you think is persuasive to your request, get it filed with the court, all right? And do it sooner.
Here's my problem. They told our warehouse manager that they're afraid of.
Without him present. I can't discuss without him present, and I can't give you legal advice, and I can't tell you how to pull your case together. So what I would suggest is if you have witnesses or statements or something, that you get them filed with the court. And if you have questions on a legal end, you're going to have to talk to a lawyer on that end. My clerks and myself cannot tell you how to present your case. But if you think you have something persuasive, get it into the court so that Mr. Noel can read it as well before that hearing, all right?
No, I definitely do. My question was that they're afraid to come forward for fear of what he will do. Is there something I can do legally to make them come forward?
Again, you're asking me for legal advice, and I'm not your lawyer. I can't assist you any more than I can assist Mr. Noel. I'm the judge. I have to stay out of it. So if you want some legal advice, I would suggest you talk to an attorney who does this kind of work. And they may be able to just give you some information in a quick meeting. Who knows? Or maybe you hire somebody. It's up, but I can't, and my clerks can't do that.
Okay, Your Honor. I'm sorry about that. It's my first time.
That's okay. See you on the 18th.
All right. See you on the 18th. Have a great day. Bye.
So Lydia Stanley and James Emmiden, both of the parties are the petitioners in these matters. Okay, I've heard from everybody. Okay. So I'll hear, as I said earlier, I have reviewed the paperwork in this case, the previous petitions and any exhibits that have been filed in this case. I will hear from first from Lydia Stanley Emmiden and then James Emmiden, and I'll then turn back to you, Mr. Knoll. So Ms. Stanley, go ahead. Do you have anything else to add?
No, I think everything was pretty much written down.
Okay.
I don't really know O'Brien very well. It's somebody my husband worked with, so I'm just on there to be protected from threats.
Okay, James Emmiden, can you tell me your relationship with Mr. O'Brien Knoll?
We used to work together at Lindsay Windows, where it started with many altercations between him and me, and and then after he made this last threat to my wife and kids, I decided to file this petition.
Okay, anything else that you want to give in terms of evidence, and then point me to any exhibits that you have filed so that I can assist myself in making this decision? Anything else to add?
Well, it's all written in the petition, like the whole thing started with him stealing from me at work, and our work cameras weren't good enough to catch his face on video. So, and then it turned into this whole thing where supervisors admitted that he admitted he stole from me, and my stuff magically appeared in my wife's garden, and then he made this threat, and now we're here.
And how long ago was that threat made?
About 3 days before I wrote the petition, so I can't remember the date, Your Honor.
Okay, and Mr. Knoll? So on July 14th, this petition was filed by Ms. Stanley and Mr. Emiden. What is your response?
I never stole from him. He let me borrow his drill to put the spacer on my truck that he sold to me, or gave me for free. And when I told him, I was like, hey, I'm fine with that. I never stole your drill. We had an altercation at work where a disagreement, and he went to our GM and said that I stole his drill when he let me borrow it. So I told him I never stole his drill. He let me borrow it, and I gave it back to him. Then 2 weeks after that, I was getting ready to go to FMLA. He asked me, did I have a sub box for his truck? And I was like, yeah, I have a sub box for you. I can give it to you. Do you want to trade the rims that you offered me? And he was like, yeah, I'll trade you the rims. So I brought the sub box into work on July 1st. He was like, oh, I don't have the rims. And I was like, okay, that's fine. I was like, can I come get them after work? And then he was like, yeah, that's fine, that's fine. We got our paperwork, and I seen that I had a long route. So I told him, hey, I won't be able to go meet up with you after work today. So he went to one of our coworkers at work that lives down the street from him and told him, hey, come pick up the rims from my house for Obi. He said, okay, cool. After work, my coworker goes there to pick up the rims. Then James tells him to get the F off his property. Obi stole from me. He's like, what? I'm gonna call Obi and let him know. So he calls me. I call James. I said, hey, what's going on, man? We're supposed to have this trade. You trade me for my sub box for the rims. You have my sub box, and you're not giving me the rims. And he's like, F you. You stole from me. I was like, I never stole from you. You let me borrow the drill, and now you're saying I stole your drill when I never did that. And he's like, F you, kept on going on. I was like, okay, hung up in his face. Dropped my keys off to my supervisor and let my supervisor know what was going on. He's like, okay, if the box is that serious, call the cops. That's it. I don't care about the box. I'm gonna leave it alone. Left it alone, got home, got a call from Yelm PD, Officer Armstrong, and he let me know what James was accusing me of. And I said, okay. And I didn't threaten him, didn't say anything. He's like, this is James' MO. Once James has a problem with someone or gets in a conflict with someone, if it doesn't go his way, he would then go to say someone threatened him and all this. And I said, okay, cool. He's like, if you have any other problems with him, call 911. I said, all right. Hung up with him. Then 2 weeks later, I get a call from my office, from my job telling me, hey, did you get served with any paperwork? I said, no, I didn't get any served with any paperwork. They're like, what's going on with you and James? I was like, I haven't spoke to him since July 2nd. I haven't said anything to him. They're like, okay, well, he put a no contact order on you, and you need to handle that before you come back to work. I said, okay. Came into the court, and I didn't have any of this paperwork, so she pushed it off till today, so I can get prepared and see what all the allocations that he accused me of.
Okay. So Mr. Emiden is alleging that you threatened to come shoot up his house with his kids in it, with his wife and kids in it. What is your response to that?
I would never shoot up anyone's house with their wife, kids, or anyone at all.
Okay. All right, and I will turn back to Mr. Emiden. Mr. Emiden, you have the last word. Anything else to add?
Yes, Your Honor. As far as what he's referring to borrowing my drill, he came over to my house one night because I gave him a free set of 20-inch chrome rims. He was going to use a hand tool to unbolt everything, and I brought out my impact. And then he used that, and he used it for a couple on the truck I gave him for free. And then he's like, I'll put the other two on in the morning. Is it okay if I borrow this drill? I said, sure. He gave it back to me the next morning. What I'm referring to is 2 days later, as is on our work security cameras, it was stolen out of my car at work.
And are you currently working at the same employment? Yes, and
No.
where is that?
Lindsay Windows in
And-
Tacoma.
Okay, yes, Mr. Emiden?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Are you still employed at the same employment?
No, Your Honor.
Yes, he's not. I've been on FMLA, so I don't know what's going on at the job.
Okay.
So
All right, I've heard testimony in the case of Lydia Stanley Emiden, James Owen Emiden against respondent O'Brien Noel. I'll reserve my ruling and I'll render my ruling at the end of the calendar today. And you can have a seat in the back and I'll recall this matter.
thank you.
And then still on Zoom platform, I hope, and then I see Mr. Noel present in Zoom in court. Is Lydia Stanley Emiden and James
Yes,
Owen.
Your Honor.
Okay,
Yes,
based
sir.
on the testimony that I heard from Mr. Emiden and in response from Ms. Knoll, I am going to deny the petition at this point and not issue a no contact order currently. And then I am doing for the same reasons that I indicated in my earlier case. The petitioner has not met the burden where I find that a issuance of a no contact order, which can subject the respondent for a criminal liability is warranted. This case, I see that there are issues that they may have been at the employment at the same place once upon a time that may have changed. And again, Mr. Emiden, if anything changes, you can certainly refile the petition for a no contact order or seek any other legal measures and security measures. You can certainly call 911 if things change. At this point, I'm going to deny this petition. So Mr. Emiden and Mr. Knoll, this paperwork will be filed in court files once it's scanned and both parties will have the opportunity to be able to retrieve that.
Thank you.
We are concluded with that matter. Thank you.
Have a nice day.
Thanks. Next case, I'll call.
All right, so I've got my computer back, and so Mr. Pruitt, Ms. Jordan, we're taking up case number 25227. I'm going to put you both under oath. First, Mr. Pruitt, raise your right hand with me. Mr. Pruitt, you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
All right, and Ms. Jordan, if you'd raise your right hand with me, swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, good. So, looks like, Ms. Jordan, to you got served or given information, the petition, and looks like you got that way back on the 17th. All right. And then, Mr. Pruitt, are you asking for this order to continue?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Ms. Jordan, do you object to this order being issued?
Yes, Your Honor. May I?
Okay. So
Respond
we'll have
to
a
what you
hearing
said?
then, and we'll talk about the facts here, and I'll make that decision. So first we'll start with Mr. Pruitt because he's the one who started this action. And then I'll hear from you, Ms. Jordan. And I have had an opportunity to review a lot of information, all that's been filed with the court at least since the 23rd. Your statement, Ms. Jordan, and as well as here. Let me get that up. Just going to open all those things here so I have them handy. There we go. All right. And all right, so let me just re-review. As you see, I had several hearings. I just want to re-review, make sure I remember what I was wanting to ask. And I should have said this. I'm looking back and forth because I've got things electronic. So I'm looking at a couple of screens here. I'm listening and likely going to be looking at what you wrote while you're talking to me. And if you direct me to something in particular, so understand that's what I'm doing.
Yes, Your Honor.
Here it is. Okay. All right. So, Mr. Pruitt, let me turn to you first. In your petition, you kind of started us out with July 11th is what caused you, it sounds like, to come to the court, even though you've been receiving things for a while that you didn't want, but July 11th caused you to come to court. So before, apparently wasn't an issue so much. Manchu, is there anything else about what you've written down or provided that you want the court to know or want to focus me in on, or?
Yes, I mean, I'll get in detail as much as you'd like, Your Honor. Everything stated in there that Miss Jordan and I had a relationship for a few weeks and then things turned sour and I felt that I had to get the order due to everything that's in the evidence. I asked her repeatedly to stay away from me and my son. She didn't. It was really continuous harassment that you could see in there listed in very.
Well, you say that she didn't, did she, how old is your son again?
8 years old, ma'am.
Okay, and so when you say that she didn't stay away from you and your son, did she have independent contact with your son?
Not independent, ma'am. He comes to visit me, so she made herself known when he's around.
How did she make herself known?
If we would go to the park across the street, she would come by or with her dog, even after I told her not to be around me and my son.
Did she live nearby such that that park made sense or not?
It does, ma'am. That's part of the issue too. Her residence might even be 1,000 feet from my door.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So that park is also something that anyone living around there would use.
Yeah, absolutely, ma'am. But she continued to ring my doorbell at all hours of the night and pound on my door. She was arrested for violating the order on the 21st. By the Tenino Police, Officer McLeland, and I've got a case number for that.
Okay, see there's a charge, and that was how did that come to be?
Yes, ma'am. After she was served by Sheriff Deputy Cassidy, she left a package on my doorstep and is very creepy. Had my son's name on it. I didn't ask for it. She knew she shouldn't come to my residence, and then Officer McLeland called me and told me that they had arrested her for violating the order. And
so
also,
tell me a little bit more about what. So you come out to your doorstep. What time? What happened? Tell me. Give me details there.
I just came home one night and the package was at my door there. She had mentioned before that she had a package for him before I had told her not to come around, and then I told her not to deliver it. But I guess after everything, she still felt she needed to deliver it, and so she violated the order.
So, all right. So you come home, there's a package. What was it in a box, in a bag? What was it?
It was in like a styrofoam package, but wrapped in black plastic, and then it ripped in the front just so you could see a little bit of the white, and she wrote his name on it. And I didn't open it.
Okay, wrote your son's name. And then, so you pick it up, and what'd you do with it?
I just brought it in and put it next to the door, and the police took it for evidence, ma'am.
So did you open it any farther?
No, ma'am.
So do you have any idea what's in it?
No, the police said not to.
Okay, and so that's in Tenino Police possession, and that happened, or you found it on July 21st?
Yes, ma'am.
When was the last time that you were on your doorstep
Oh,
before
I'm
the
sorry.
21st?
No, ma'am, I'm
Yeah?
sorry. I found the package the night she was served on the 17th.
Well, okay, so on the 17th you found it.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. About what time?
In the late afternoon time.
Okay. So after 3 p.m., you think?
Oh, yes, ma'am, definitely.
After 5 p.m.?
6,
What do you think?
7, yeah.
6 or 7 p.m. on the 17th.
Yes, ma'am. And she
Asked
was
us to
served
understand more about, let's see, return of service came in from the
3:54.
sheriff.
Mm-hmm.
They said they served her on July 18th, served the same on July 21st. So it was before the service.
I have him served it. I have her served it's the 17th at 3:54, ma'am, by Sheriff Cassidy. And I got the proof that they sent me, the document.
I'm looking at the sheriff's return of service.
Mm-hmm.
Derek Sanders, do hereby certify, sir, the temporary protection order hearing notice petition, Zoom hearing instructions on July 15th, served the same on July 17th.
Mm-hmm.
3:54 is when it was signed. Okay, and then there was another return of service for some reason. See attachment A. So I don't know what that was about. I think you were served with the motion. Okay, that's it.
Oh,
All
yeah,
right, you served and then you were
I
served.
was
All right, so July 17th, that officer signed it about
Mm-hmm.
about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and you said you received it. You came to your, so, all right, between 4 p.m. and when you found it, were you home? Where were you?
No, ma'am, I was with my son out. And we
Okay.
came back home and I grabbed the package before he could see it.
Do you come in and out of your front door routinely?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes,
And
ma'am. That's
so,
the main door.
so sometime, when did you leave your home?
Oh, it would have been early that afternoon, ma'am.
Okay, so some
About
1 p.m.?
1, yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right. So you're gone for about 5 hours. She served notice sometime in that time. You
Mhm.
received that package sometime in
Yes,
that
ma'am.
time.
And the
All
officer
right.
also stated, ma'am, that she still has surveillance pointed in my direction, which is a violation of the order.
So I can't take any statements from law enforcement without them being here, but let me ask you more about your petition. So the day that you called, stepping back about a week, you're saying that on the, let me get to this, that on the 11th, why can't I find it now? There it is. July 11th was the most recent event that caused you to come to the court.
Yes, ma'am, that's right. She tried to bust through my door.
That's what you said. What does that mean?
Yeah, so the harassment, ma'am, was like constant knocking, doorbell rings, middle of the night, 2, 3 in the morning.
Well, I'm talking about July 11th. Let's talk
Right.
about July 11th.
And
Let's
so
phone
that was
in there.
yes, ma'am. So it was another knock and so forth on the door. She pounded on it, and my girlfriend was actually here at the time. And so I opened the door, and she started yelling that I don't have a girlfriend and I need to let her in. And she started ramming her body into the door. And I put my legs out to stop the door, and it actually created a bruise on my leg. And so I do have a witness, but that was the main one where I said, this is it. I mean, you've caused me injury. I'm worried about my son. She was sending me emails, just constant.
Well, let me step back before you get too far. Let me ask questions about this. So, then when did you last tell her that want nothing to do with her before the 11th? Leave me alone. Don't come over.
It'd been weeks and weeks beforehand, ma'am, in texts.
What do you think, weeks and weeks? What does that mean? Sometime in June?
No, not that far back. I would say at least
July.
At least the first week of July, ma'am, I'd say.
Okay, so before the July 4th holiday?
Yes.
Okay, so maybe the first week in July, you told her, and what did you tell her? How did you tell her?
I texted her, ma'am, that I didn't want her any part to contact me or anybody in my life ever, no matter electronic and in any way possible. I didn't want her involved in my life.
All right. So that would have been the first week of July.
Mhm.
And then anything between that first week in July and July 11th that you talked to her, sent her a text, phoned her, sent her a note, any contact that you initiated?
No, ma'am. I made sure that I blocked her on everything and did not like keep it going. I didn't
Okay.
instigate anything. I just kept a record of all her messages and such for evidence.
Okay. All right. So then going back to in your petition, I think it's page 12, when you talked about previous events to July 11th that troubled you, but you didn't come to the court, daily unwanted emails, unsolicited physical mail, harassment of your current partner, and uninvited late night visits.
Yes, ma'am.
So you said when did you start to know each other and when did it end? What was the time frame?
I couldn't tell you an exact date, ma'am, but we only dated for a few weeks. I met her on an online dating site, and she helped me get the apartment that I'm in now. That's why we live so close. It wasn't a big deal then.
Was this year?
Oh, yes, ma'am, just in June.
Okay, so you met in June online?
Maybe late May. Yes, ma'am. And
Okay,
we
so
were
late
talking
May maybe.
Yeah,
you
we were
met.
talking for a while, finally met, and we started dating, I'd say, for a few weeks.
Okay, and sometime between late May and July, the first week in July, you dated for a few weeks.
Yes, ma'am.
And then the first week in July, you said, don't want anything to do with you, stop contacting me.
Yeah, her behavior was very unusual, ma'am, and I stopped it. Yeah.
Okay, so those unwanted emails, physical mail, harassment of your current partner, and the late night visits all occurred late May to the first week in July.
Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm.
So when did they become unwanted?
They were always unwanted after I told her not to contact me again, ma'am. I mean, she was sticking notes to my girlfriend's car. I mean, it was just,
Wait, so after the first week in July, they became unwanted or earlier?
let's see. We met late May, talked for a while. I'd say we dated in June. So late June, early July, I would have told her not to contact me again, which she still continued all those items that you mentioned, ma'am.
Okay, so all that happened late June, first week of July. All right. And there were a couple of things I saw that you filed as exhibits here, the email examples. I don't know often when these happen. Sometimes they're dated, but I also don't know. Well, I think when it's titled, I think I can tell who's saying what. So that would have gone back to July 20 or June 22nd and talking about things. How were those?
Yes, ma'am. It's very strange. She was sending me messages as if we were having conversations, but I wasn't answering or sending anything back.
Well, but you said that you had dated.
Yeah, but this was after everything.
Well, this is July 22nd, 23rd. Do you mean that's when you broke it off? How did you break it off?
Yeah, all of those are just evidence after we broke it off, ma'am. So I don't have an exact date. I told her to leave me alone, but it was before all that.
Okay, well, and how did you do that? How did you let her know to leave you alone?
I told her in person, ma'am. She came over to my son in the park again, and I went and talked to her personally to her face. And I said I didn't appreciate her coming and talking to me with my son there, and that I wanted her to never contact me and my son or anybody again. And it was in person, but she still continued that stuff, ma'am.
Okay. Do you have an idea when that in-person contact happened where you told her no?
Sure. Would have been on a Tuesday. And so, because let's see, in June I had my son on Tuesdays, and probably I would say the 3rd or the 10th, ma'am.
Okay, so if we made it as late as the 10th,
Mm-hmm.
you told her in person, want nothing to do with you. So
Yes,
then
ma'am.
after that, did you text her, phone her, seek her out, go to her home, send
No,
her
ma'am.
anything?
Nope.
None of that. So
No,
after
ma'am.
the 10th of June, you think you made it clear in person, don't contact me. And then by text, late June, first week of July, or I mean, in person, you told her on June 10th.
Mm-hmm.
And then by the first week of July, by text.
Mm-hmm.
And then, all right. And then these messages,
It was just to show a pattern, ma'am.
okay, so you'd get these messages and you didn't respond.
No, ma'am.
And these were all after June 10th.
Oh, yeah. It was like
All right.
several messages a day, and they just went straight to my trash file, and I just kept them as evidence. So I
And
blocked
then there's
her.
a paper message. He's using you to get back at me, paid escort. So sorry, he's a
Mhm.
sex addict, hours a day, tried to leave him for months, finally free. Can you get me what? I can't read the rest of it.
Yeah, she taped
So
that to
what's
my
that?
girlfriend's. She taped that to my girlfriend's vehicle, ma'am.
All right. So, and that was at the place that you're obviously staying now. You're
That's
all
my
right.
residence.
Where's almost probably within 1,000 feet of Ms. Jordan.
Yeah, that's why I know if I could request a residential buffer, ma'am.
Okay, we'll talk all about that. We're at the stage of whether this order is going to issue or not. And if it issues, then we'll think about that. But right now,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
then there's a letter. It looks like the envelope, is to you, mailed in Tacoma, June 30th is the postmark.
Yes, ma'am. That's
And
from
so what am I to take from this letter?
that. It was unwanted, ma'am. It was to me telling me she loved me.
How did you know it was from Ms. Jordan?
It's in her writing.
Okay. Had you received written communication from her before?
Yes, ma'am.
And anything in here in the context of it as well
No, it's just love
that
you.
makes you think
Yeah.
it was Ms. Jordan?
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, yeah. I mean, that was the only person I had dated at that time for a while, ma'am. It was nobody else it could have been.
Okay. All right. So you received this sometime after June 30th. So it was posted at least on June 30th.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you're saying that June 10th, you said, don't contact me. All right.
Mhm.
Was there, since you were living within, you think, 1,000 feet of Ms. Jordan since June 10th, or did you have incidental bump into each other, see each other, common area, anything like that?
No, honestly, ma'am, I've just been kind of staying in my place.
So, okay, so you
Yeah.
hadn't bumped into each other. There's not a common laundry room or something like that, or
No, we got two separate apartment complexes. They're just close. Like her front door faces my back door. It's just close proximity. And we're in a small town, unfortunately, like, really small, like barely
Yeah.
stoplights and small grocery store
I know,
behind
it's
the hardware store. Yeah.
yeah. So you hadn't bumped into each other at the grocery store, the hardware store, in and around where you live.
I haven't gone out, to be honest with you, ma'am. This has all been so troubling. I don't want to run into her or anything.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, I've asked a lot of questions. Is there anything else that you think I should know or think about before I turn to Ms. Jordan?
Not that I can recall, ma'am. Unless you want the case number for when she was arrested and I think that's about it.
Yeah, I can't do anything with a case
Yeah.
number.
Yeah.
Doesn't tell me anything but a case
Yeah.
number. But I can hear from you. What I did is what happened from your point of view to call and when you called. So
Yeah,
I
thank you, ma'am.
understand
I think that's the whole story based on my recollection. Yeah, I mean, we dated, we broke it off. She continued harassment. I said stop. She didn't. And then I got injured. She violated it and was arrested. I think that's about it.
Okay. All right. So let me turn to you, Ms. Jordan, and I've got your declaration here that you filed, the information you filed with the court. And let me hear from you.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Hello.
Just a short preliminary. I have autism and speech impediment, so if I speak slowly, just bear with me.
I will. Thanks for letting me know that. So,
this is very disturbing, by the way. I'm sorry,
it
go ahead.
always is. It always is. But what you've heard a lot of information, you've read the information, you've filed your declaration. What would you like me to know?
First of all, Your Honor, in the beginning of this, I don't remember who mentioned what about the petition that I was served on, I believe it was the 18th, was last Thursday, the 18th, Your Honor? Okay.
All right.
So the petition that I was given, on the page where it says, you know, I'm providing this or that, what page is that? Well, in any case, I didn't get any attachments with the petition as to what the petitioner is alleging.
So you did not get screenshots of email?
No, ma'am. No.
You didn't get
the
a
only
picture?
page
Okay.
I got was a blank piece of paper with a blue border looking thing at the top.
So you didn't get a picture, looks like it's on a counter of an envelope to Mr. Pruitt with a written letter. You didn't get that?
No, ma'am.
You didn't get photos
Or,
of?
no, Your Honor, I'm sorry.
Oh, you did. You didn't get a photos of a leg with bruises?
No, Your Honor, I didn't get any of that. I would like the court to know I did retain counsel over all of this disturbing stuff, but they're currently in another hearing right now because they were scheduled there before we were made aware of this petition. But I prefer to handle this today than have it reset, Your Honor. But no, I did not get any attachments of anything, just the petition itself. That's the first issue.
Do we know what we sent as a service packet? Yeah.
I mean, unless he filed unless he filed that stuff after and not with the petition, is why I didn't get it.
So the other issue, you've hired counsel. Who's your attorney?
Chris Taylor.
All right. And he's unavailable today, and he hasn't made what we call a notice of appearance yet in this case. All right. Expect that he's presenting you here.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that last part.
You expect that he's going to represent you on this protection order issue or the anti-harassment order violation?
Yes, ma'am. Not this.
On the criminal case?
Correct.
Okay, so he's not, all right, you don't expect him here today?
Correct.
All right.
I just wanted to put that on the record, Your Honor, but.
Yeah, when you were sent information, you also have an information sheet that tells you to look into the court file and your Zoom instructions, how to get into the court file.
I have Zoom instructions.
All right. And they tell you about the court file.
This one says, how do I see what has been filed?
Yeah.
That one?
Yeah. tells you how to get in and look what's been filed.
Okay, yeah.
So all right, you did do that.
My attorney asked me about a photo of a leg. It didn't appear to be Mr. Pruitt, Your Honor. It looked inconsistent with what he claims as a door jam or something.
Okay. Well, tell me about your end of this from,
Yes, ma'am.
Late May, you've met online.
Yes, Your Honor. I don't know if you've had a chance to read the very detailed, I've kept an account of text messages. Do you have that, Your Honor?
I have what you filed with the court only, what you filed, what he filed.
It's
And
titled,
so I have 2 exhibits. I have your declaration of the respondent, which is you, and I have the motion to dismiss in response to the petition. And that's what I've looked at from you, what you filed with the court. So, first off, so tell me about, when do you think this relationship ended?
Your Honor, to be completely honest, there was never a relationship. Mr. Pruitt is exaggerating to the court. He's exaggerated quite extensively, which is why this is all disturbing. It's also disturbing that he lied to law enforcement about this package.
Let me focus. Yeah, let me focus you in here. So no relationship, meaning, so how did you get to know each other?
He was homeless, Your Honor, and he did this sad, sobby story to me too, that he needed help. He couldn't get an apartment anywhere because.
How did you meet, though? How did you meet?
In Lacey.
Okay, in person?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you met somewhere in Lacey, and when was that, do you think?
The end of April, I believe, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, and so then you helped him get an apartment?
No, I didn't help him get an apartment.
Okay.
He randomly showed up in my town one day, directly across from my apartment, Your Honor, which was very disturbing. He had just got divorced not even a week before he moved here, so I felt like I was the next victim. He parks directly facing my window every day, which he has his own parking spot in front of his building, in front of his unit, which he's monitoring my whereabouts and my comings and goings.
Well,
so that's
let
another
me kind of focus in here. You provided several screenshots of things that seem to be from Brian Pruitt to you. There's something from July 3rd. There's something from July 2nd. And I'm just trying to understand. So no relationship. He just shows up looking at your apartment. When did that happen about? When did that happen?
Your Honor, to be more concise, we were acquaintances, like I was trying to be a friend of his, but I mean, the beginning of the messages say it all. He said he would control his emotions, but no, I'm sorry, what was the question?
Well, you've got here, maybe it'll help you. You did this whole record of texts, and they go
Yes,
from
ma'am.
May all the way through July. Why don't we?
Yes, ma'am, because the
zero
April
in?
one.
Yeah, let's talk about July 11th. That seems to be the incident, if it occurred, that Mr. Pruitt says caused him to come to the court. So July 11th, you say, and so is this, when I look at, I think it's page 4 of your timeline. If you want to, you look like you're getting ready to join me there, July 11.
July 11th. Okay.
So what does this say?
So this day, let's see, what was July 11th? Was that a Wednesday?
It was a Friday.
Friday, okay. This incident right here is I went to Mr. Pruitt's door, and he answers the door in boxers. And basically, I'm wanting to know about the fraud case that my credit card company called me about. It was kind of an alarming thing, and so he wasn't wanting to respond about that to clarify or clear his name on that. So I wanted to know about that, and also why he sent me messages about giving him money for his rent. I mean, we weren't dating, so even if you were dating someone, that would be a little awkward to ask somebody for money. I don't know why he thinks I have just $3,000 laying around to give him for his rent and whatever
So that refers back to, then you've put an exhibit in here. It says texting with Mayor Brian Pruitt. I don't know what page it is that you put this on. Hate this woman, 1:42 p.m. First month's rent and fees and late fees. So I don't know who's saying what to whom. What is this? Who's saying what to do?
Are you on page 4?
I don't know what page this is. It's a screenshot of texting with Major Brian Pruitt. Hate this woman, 1:42 p.m.
He's referring to his landlord, Your Honor.
So this is, how do you
and
have
I got
this
multiple
texting?
multiple
So this is
texts about
this
his
is a
landlord.
screenshot of a text that you received?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I see the text now here where it says texting with and then hate this woman at 1:42 p.m. You can't tell by the way it's copied on the paper, but where it says first month's rent, that is actually a screenshot that he took on his phone that he sent to me, a conversation between him and his landlord.
Okay. And so what does this have to do with you?
It doesn't, I don't know.
Okay. Do you know when this happened, when you got it?
When I got this message?
Yeah.
This would have been July. Oh, I didn't put a date on this one. Okay, first month's rent. I hate this woman. That had to have been July. It was around the 10th, I believe, or the 9th of July, Your Honor.
And so
because it was shortly before. Mm-hmm.
What am I supposed to take from this, from your perspective?
Your Honor, he's pushing harassment of his landlord to me, and there's multiple messages. He told me he wanted to hurt his landlord, and in person. And there's another one about, babe, this woman is crazy, or I don't know why I'm receiving these messages, and I would like there to not be any more communication from Brian to me regarding his
so that was
landlord.
sometime, that message you think was sometime around July 10th.
That's correct.
Okay, and then backing up to, I don't know what page it is for you, but another screenshot looks like it is a communication potentially between the two of you, and June 18 at 12:34 p.m.
Yes, Your Honor.
So
concur.
what am I missing? Who's the bubble that says, what am I missing? Who's that?
It starts, what am I missing?
Yeah, under the June 18th at 12:34, there's a very small bubble above. Let's see what Connie does.
Okay, I see this one. That's also a screenshot of, okay, this one is Messenger. This basically is me reminding Mr. Pruitt, you know, of me wanting distance from him. I basically gave him a scenario back in June of, I'm sending him a reminder of what I've told him previously that, well, let's see if you get evicted. If you don't, maybe we can have a relationship or friendship later. So I sent him that. It'll give us time. That was way back in June. So I'm like,
So,
I have
which is what I'm trying to figure out. Let's see what Connie does. Who's saying that?
That's me, Your Honor.
Okay, and so the next one, what am I missing? Is that Brian?
That is Brian.
Okay, and then you respond again, Brian, you asked me 3 times to be your girl. That's yours?
That's correct. And then I blocked him.
All right, so on June 18th, you blocked him.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Which is then consistent with his testimony, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, so then, so there's this issue with so then you've got these other, not sure what to make of these. Brian Pruitt, July 2nd details, well-paid July and Connie doesn't care. What is this? Is it to you?
This is to me, Your Honor. I mean, honestly, I feel like I'm the one being harassed about Mr. Pruitt and his living situation, which has nothing to do with me. Your Honor, I've been at my residence for over 6 years. I've never had any issues. The neighbors are all like family, and just randomly one day, Mr. Pruitt arrives in town, not by my doing, and now all of this. And it's like, it's very disturbing, Your Honor. But I'm sorry, I'm going back to what you were asking me.
All right, so all of these are about difficulties with money and...
Yes, that has nothing to do with me. I never owed him anything. I've never borrowed anything from him. He's never borrowed anything from me. I do not know why I'm getting these messages. There was never an agreement. Your Honor,
so how did you, can I ask you how you got these messages? And what was this?
He's sending them in text.
Okay. These are text screenshots that you've gotten in July. All right. And
there's also pictures of copies of the money that he sent to his landlord.
And these you also received by text?
These were sent via email.
Okay. Do you know why you received them from Mr. Pruitt?
I do not, Your Honor. Maybe this was him proving to me that he could pay his rent, and if I would accept him in a relationship. I don't really know the motive, Your Honor. Only he does. I don't know what this has to do with me.
All right.
But
So you
Your
also
Honor,
provided something from July 4th. I can't believe you're inappropriate and childish behavior. So that you received from Mr. Pruitt as well by text?
Yes.
So there's information from Mr. Pruitt in his petition that on the 11th or sometime around there that you came to his door, but this seems to say that either you did it before as well. Can't believe you tried to barge through my door with my girlfriend here and then tell her I've had a bunch of women. So what happened on the 4th? What was this all about? Why did you put this in your response?
This. Your Honor, did I say I knocked on his door on the 11th?
He said that in his petition. And so then you filed this, I can't believe you're inappropriate and childish behavior, that July 4th details. That's from Mr. Pruitt to you, right?
So now that I'm reading this, it was actually on it was July 2nd or July 3rd, because I remember it was right before the 4th of July where me and the neighbors did fireworks. So, and that was the last time I saw him, actually. Well, mutually.
So what happened there what happened? I mean, does this text that I'm reading that you filed for me to read, what should I take from this July 4th text from Mr. Pruitt?
I believe I filed this, Your Honor, because the one that says severely insane at the top, where it says I can't believe inappropriate. It's how would you, what's the word? It's falsified. It's not real.
Tell me what happened then.
He's referring to the day that he opened the door in boxers, but it's got a bunch of added stuff that doesn't make any sense.
Okay. So you tell me what happened that last time you saw him was around July 4th. What happened around there that caused the end of your seeing Mr. Pruitt?
When he answered the door in boxers, Your Honor, he said that he was sleeping and that we could talk tomorrow, and I just thought that was kind of weird. Why would we talk? Why would he request to speak with me tomorrow? It's like he wanted this to continue or something.
So why did you go to the door? Let me understand that. Why did you go over to Mr. Pruitt's?
To ask about the fraud call that I got from my credit card company.
And why would you ask him about that?
I wanted clarification, Your Honor. I wasn't trying to be
clarification of
if it was him, because I thought it was really weird. I've never in the years that I've had my financial institutions, no one's ever called me with the exact first and last name of a person questioning me about fraudulent activity. So it was very disturbing. I didn't want to talk to my company and accuse them of anything. I just wanted clarification of, why
would you think it's Mr. Pruitt who committed fraud on your credit card?
They said his first and last name, Your Honor.
Okay, did you give him a credit card?
You can see in my documentation of text when we started talking back, and let me get the right day. One moment. Back in May 28th, the first page of record of text, Pruitt/Jordan, with the case number at the top on the first page. On the 28th, I messaged him, my wallet is in your glove box. Can I please have it back? He responds, "I'll bring your wallet tomorrow for sure." And I respond, "I would never just keep your stuff. This is messed up." I said, "This is so crazy. I'm worried what you will do with it. I'm worried and scared." And then he shows up like a couple hours later, and it's like wee hours in the morning. I'm frustrated. I'm worried. And so I didn't even remember that until I went through all the text messages and, you know, but it wasn't until almost, what, a month or so later when I get the call from my credit card company. So,
Okay. All right. So you go over then around the 4th to ask about it. He answers the door in his boxers, and you think that's weird. So his
it was around the
email,
second or third.
okay, second or third. And then that email, though, that I referred to, I think it's an email, I'm not sure, but I can't believe your inappropriate childish behavior. So that's not what happened. You didn't barge through the door. The girlfriend rang the doorbell at 1 something in the morning. Any of that?
Your
You're
Honor,
saying all
I'm not
that's
even
happened.
I'm not even sure he has a girlfriend, Your Honor. That's probably made up too. I mean, it doesn't matter to me, but um it's
So you're
Your
saying
Honor,
that you
I
didn't
have
pound on the door. You didn't try to force your way in.
Your
Is that
Honor,
what you're saying?
I have chronic back issues and knee problems. Mr. Pruitt actually gave me a cane for my knee
So I
problems.
just want an answer to that.
No,
His
ma'am.
allegations that you pounded on the door, that you rammed your body into it. Did you or did you
Completely
not do
false.
those things? Okay.
100% false, Your Honor. That's why I filed what I filed. Mr. Pruitt's manipulating the court, and I believe that is a crime
All
or
right. So
equivalent to
then,
a crime. No,
so
it's
then,
100. Mm-mm.
so when is the last, so the second or third, I quite sure when things happen from your point of view, but around July 2nd or 3rd or so, you go to the house, you go to his place, wanting to know if he can clarify this credit card fraud because he had your wallet back in May, I think it was. And then how did that meeting did you go in, or how did you resolve that issue when you went to his apartment? How did that resolve?
Nothing. He said, come back. We'll talk about it tomorrow along with the rent. And I was like, what? And then he shut the door and he's like, "I'll talk to you tomorrow. Okay, bye." And then I left.
And then after that, what contact did you have with Mr. Pruitt or his son?
After July, around 2nd or 3rd, Mr. Pruitt continued to contact me. July 11th.
How though? How, in what ways?
Via text and email, Your Honor. He even came to my home asking for food, Your Honor. I
When
believe it
was
was
that?
around July 15th.
Okay, so that was soon, let's see, July 14th. He was here in the court. I'm trying to look for those. I've got these things July 2nd, well paid July, and Connie doesn't care. And you say you received these texts from, if you can save me, somehow I'll be your friend, but no romance. This is crazy. I got the 14-day notice. So that's July 2nd. That's a text that you exchanged with Mr. Pruitt?
That one that you just read, I believe he emailed.
Okay. All right. And that was July 2nd. and then you go over to talk, and then July 3rd, I have something, just give her the rest of what? I don't have a penny to my name and couldn't pay child support this month, trying to find a job today, sent from my iPhone. So was that also then July 3rd? So apparently after you met him at his door?
Oh, let me see. So after the door. Sorry, I lost track here.
So you've got looks like an email or an email from him to you July 3rd. Just kind of looking at things, trying to understand what happened for second and third, talking about child
So
support.
the 3rd, I see, for July 3rd, I see copies. He's sending me pictures that he took of the check that he gave his landlord. That's what I'm seeing for July 3rd. I'm also seeing he's thanking me for the food, I guess. It says, thank you, but I'm depressed today and I do not have the mental capacity to deal with all of this. Maybe tomorrow, Toya. Okay, so that explains why. Earlier I said that he said tomorrow, but he told me that in person, so I'm wondering if I have a day missing.
Yeah. So then it sounds like the July 4th letter, I can't believe you're inappropriate and childish behavior. And that reflects back to the meeting at the door. His point of view and your point of view are very different there.
Yeah, I'm not sure where the disconnect is with the 4th because I remember clearly I did not see him on the 4th of July because I had made arrangements with the neighbors. We always have a fireworks show and I didn't have any interest in communicating with Mr. Pruitt on a holiday.
All right. So Mr. Pruitt tells me in his statement here that June 10th, he told you in person, don't contact him or anyone he knows or his child. What do you have to say about that perspective?
After June, you said June 10th?
That's what he told the court here today, June 10th, in person. You came up to his son and then he approached you and said, no contact, leave us alone.
No, Your Honor. Mr. Pruitt gets his son every other weekend and also every Tuesday of the my cleaning lady dropped off that package and it was the Tuesday
step
before.
back. We step back to the June 10th. Maybe it did or didn't happen in your mind, but
okay,
he
June
says
10th.
around June 10th, in person, he told you, leave me alone, don't contact my kid.
He
Do you
continued
agree?
communication with me after June 10th, Your Honor, if that's what you're asking.
Pardon?
Mr. Pruitt continued communication with me after June 10th, if that's what you're
Do you
asking.
remember that meeting? That's what I'm asking you to understand better. He says June 10th, he told you in person, leave us alone. Did that happen or not? Do you recall that?
That did not happen, Your Honor. I'm sure I would have it in this timeline. That's what my whole point. There's no consistent timeline of Mr. Pruitt's statements, Your Honor. Most of it's fabricated or exaggerated.
So then he also told the court that sometime in the first week of July, he told you by text that he blocked you and he told you not to contact him anymore. Do you remember such?
What day? I'm sorry.
He said in his testimony that around the first week of July that he told you not to contact him by text. What's your recall?
If he's claiming July 1st. On July 3rd, he's texting me that he hates his landlord around 1:42 p.m. Sends screenshots, text from his landlord. Around this time is when I get the unexpected phone call from the credit company of the suspicious transaction. And then he asked me for $3,000 and that he would get me back in payments.
Okay. And then in your timeline, you said it's page 4 of your timeline. You want to go to page 4, you start to talk about July 14 and July 15 and July 16 and 17. So tell me what all that means.
Okay, so this is where it gets interesting. So for the 14th, I'm referring to taking a woman with me to an event that me and Mr. Pruitt were going to. But I gave his ticket to somebody else, so I guess that's
So those
how
quotes are from you or from him, or what happened July 14th? Are you talking to each other in person, by text? What's going on?
I sent him I sent him that message.
Okay, by text?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, so you sent that. You said she's very beautiful in person, amazing, everything, thinking about asking her out this weekend?
Right, because
Okay. And then respondent, so you gave the ticket to someone else. So you sent that information to Mr. Pruitt. Did you get a response?
I don't believe so. Well, the response that I got was a protection order, Your Honor.
Okay. So why did you all right, so okay. So did he reach out to you to cause this discussion?
About the woman?
About the tickets? Or whatever happened July 14? Did he reach out to
No,
you or you reached?
I believe I was just letting him know that I gave them to someone else and not to expect him to come with me because it was my event that I invited him. He never was clear on, you know, paying me back for it, but considering all the discussion of the $3,000, I kind of assumed that he wasn't interested in paying me back or going to the event. So I just invited somebody who I knew wanted to go. And so he knew I was going to be gone that entire weekend. I was in Seattle. And then the Monday that I got back, which he knew because he can see my vehicle in the driveway, when he knew that I was back is when he contacted the police saying that I violated the order.
So that's July 15th? Your note there on July 15th?
Respondents
What's
claiming
that about?
Oh, that's actually the day that the package was dropped off, Your Honor, at 11:50 a.m., 10 minutes before she clocked out.
And so how did that come to be?
So she's here in the mornings till about noon. I let her know that I didn't know the mentality or of what was going on with Mr. Pruitt, but that his son was expecting a package from me and Mr. Pruitt knew about it, but the package was late because it came from overseas, so it was delayed. So like by the time everything had come to where it was is when I received it. But the Tuesday that I got it, I actually didn't want to take it over there because I didn't know if I should, or like his mentality was kind of wishy-washy. So I just waited till my cleaning lady came, and so she set it on his porch. She said when upon pulling out, that's when Mr. Pruitt actually picked up the package on Tuesday, not on Thursday that he's alleging, Your Honor.
All right, so then you go on to July 16 and 17 on the next page. What's that about?
Could you please bring Mooti scissors from the kitchen? Okay, so my neighbor is also, his name is also Brian, which he babysits my dog whenever I leave town. Or, if I need a babysitter. So this message may have accidentally gone to the wrong Brian. I was asking to return my dog's scissors from the kitchen drawer.
Okay. So you're concerned that this message went to Brian Pruitt.
Yes, ma'am. But it's not harassment. It's asking for my dog's scissors.
So July 17th, but you did not intend it to go to Mr. Pruitt, is what you're telling me.
Yes, ma'am.
So then July 17, what's that about?
This particular morning, so I had just got a different vehicle, and I was installing, well, I don't know if I need to say what I was doing to my car, but I was doing a detail thing to my car, and it was early in the morning. I'm always aware of my surroundings. I know when neighbors go to work and stuff like that. But not too far behind me, I heard a vehicle start their engine. I didn't really think much of it, but I just thought it was kind of weird because it's super quiet here in the mornings. Like you could hear a pin drop. And so when I get poke my head out of the trunk, when I look up, it's Mr. Pruitt driving very slowly next to my vehicle.
And when was this? July 17th.
That was on the 17th.
So you share a parking lot?
No, we do not.
Oh, okay.
Your Honor, he's less than 100 feet from my house.
Okay. But there's not a common parking lot for the...
No. Nope. He is not supposed to be parked facing my apartment. He can park in front of his house.
Okay. Okay, so if I've got any further questions from what you've provided the court here. All right.
Oh, I think I see what you were asking me earlier. The screenshot that says June 3rd in whiteout at 9 a.m. Babe, what is her damn problem with the screenshot of J Properties? His represented yourself, which is fraud. I was never more discounts, pay your rent on time, and take care of the townhome.
Mm-hmm. And what's that? What am I to take from that?
It has nothing to do with me. If I'm the one being harassed, Your Honor, for unknown reasons. I don't know why any of this, his apartment has anything to do with me, Your Honor. I don't.
The information in the bubbles is from whom?
That is a screenshot.
I know, but I didn't know I would upset you and businesses understood. Who is saying that?
That is Mr. Pruitt talking to his landlord.
Okay, and then you have misrepresented yourself, you think might be the landlord responding?
That is correct.
Okay, I see. And this was sent to you sometime around June 3rd.
Yes,
Okay.
that's correct.
And babe, what is her damn problem? Question mark. What's that? Who's writing that? To whom?
That
Do you know?
that is Mr. Pruitt referring to me as babe. I'm not sure if this is for sympathy. What is her damn problem? I don't know. We don't have the same landlord, so I cannot speak for whatever's going on over there.
Okay. All right. Okay. Okay, got it. I don't think I have any other questions of you. Anything you want to sum up on, Ms. Jordan?
Your Honor, I do consider, considering the escalation of everything and the harm that's been caused me, I do have a concern that
Fortunately, you've frozen and your connection's failing. There you go. You're back. This
I
is
don't know
about
what
an
happened.
order, whether I should issue an order on behalf of Mr. Pruitt against you. It's not about an order for you. Should I issue an order against you for Mr. Pruitt? That's the question.
So, before I got turned off, I was trying to say my concern about my doctor's office that I've been going to since 2019 is about maybe not even 60 feet from Mr. Pruitt. That's why I did the modification thing. But other than that, I don't want any contact with Mr. Pruitt, and I have to take care of the other stuff now. But I just have a fear of, he's been making false reports and stuff, which is very concerning. And I don't feel safe at my own house, Your Honor.
Okay, well, Mr. Pruitt feels the same here. All right. So I've heard lengthy discussion from both of you trying to parse what, Ms. Jordan, come on back. Need you to have your camera on. You still with us? You're muted. Okay, I see a thumbs up. I can see you now. All right, so Mr. Pruitt, I am not issuing an order after today, and I'll tell you why. It's kind of on the edge here, Ms. Jordan. I'm counting on the fact that this was a really useful hearing for both of you to know you want nothing to do with each other. Mr. Pruitt doesn't want you to contact him, his family, his kids, anything. You don't want any contact with him. And you both live in close proximity and do things in close proximity to your homes and to each other's homes. So at least we know that. But I have to find that Ms. Jordan engaged in a knowing and willful course of conduct directed at Mr. Pruitt to cause this unlawful harassment, that there was emotional distress, substantial emotional distress, that it didn't serve any legitimate or lawful purpose. I think certainly Mr. Pruitt is disturbed by your contacts. Some of this, it looks like there was contact even after the times Mr. Pruitt may have thought that he told you not to contact him, but he initiated some contacts with you. But I think whether it was the 11th or the 4th, I think that kind of put a final capper on it, that nobody wanted anything to do with each other. So I don't find the intention is substantiated to a legal standard. It looks like it's a messy end to a relationship, whether either of you believe there was a relationship, one believes there was, one doesn't, but a messy relationship of either a intimate relationship or a friendship or whatever it was. And now it's settled. Now I expect nobody contacts each other. Nobody bothers each other. Nobody sends texts or in any way, since you both said not wanted. So the order ends now. And the two of you adults take it from here. But there is no prohibition of distance. You just go about your business and don't contact each other. So that's it for today. Mr. Pruitt, any questions?
No, Your Honor. I mean, if she does make contact or send a text or an email, do you have any recommendations?
Well, Ms. Jordan, obviously nobody wants to have contact. You don't want any contact with Mr. Pruitt, so don't send anything that would cause him to do that. And Mr. Pruitt, you don't send anything, obviously, to her to cause that to happen either.
Yes, Your Honor. And I'm good then. I mean, I just hope that it seems like she's following up with some other things, so hopefully it doesn't turn into, something else.
Yeah, just leave each other alone.
Yes,
and don't
ma'am.
look for clarification. Don't contact each other after today to talk about anything. If you don't want to have contact, that's up to you now. So that's
I'm sorry,
it. Ms. Pruitt, Ms. Jordan, any question?
Was that a threat that he just said? I don't
No,
understand.
Ms. Jordan, no.
Oh, please.
Just leave each other alone. Just leave each other alone. That's up to you now. Both of you are adults. Leave each other alone.
Thank
All
you, Your
right. So
Honor. Have a good day.
the order ends. So long.
Thank you, Your Honor.